Hello everybody, thank you for viewing my channel. Appreciate you taking the time to look at my videos. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe. And to keep up on the latest and greatest news and reviews and whatnot. I hadn't talked all day, so my voice is kind of not clear yet because I haven't been talking. I don't know why, I just don't talk to myself. So anyway, I've been sitting on this review forever. I had it done, but you know, it's just a subject that kind of bothers me a little bit. I mean, I realize that part two, it's just taken me forever to get to part two of this DVD review. And I apologize for the people who've been looking forward to it. But this is part two of my review of the movie Bully. Basically what this movie is this is the PG-13 version, by the way. This movie is a documentary basically about bullying, and as the movie starts out, you get to hear the story of a kid named Tyler Long who had been bullied, and it got so bad to the point where he actually killed himself. And the movie tells some other stories. By the way, Tyler Long was 17 years old, and the movie goes on to tell stories of some other kids who had been bullied, who had killed themselves as well. One kid was 11 years old. I mean, that's extremely young to be killing yourself because you've been bullied. I can imagine, the actual the pain and despair that these kids, what they had gone through to push them over that edge, to actually get to the point where they actually do kill themselves. This is a really serious movie, and I'm not trying to be funny here or anything, because this subject is really kind of important to me. I would say growing up in school, I was a little bit of a bully, I guess. I mean, I was a bigger kid. Yes, I got into a couple of fights and whatnot, but it wasn't, I didn't torture or torment my classmates like what you see in this movie, which would be, in the movie, it's every day. And, me growing up as a kid, in elementary school, I would, I'd only gotten into like maybe 3 fights, and that was it. And so maybe I was an instigator of a couple of fights. So that's why I classify myself as the bully in elementary school. But I wasn't, as bad as what kids are now today. But anyway, the movie follows a couple of kids. They mainly follow a kid named Alex, who's 12 years old, from Sioux City, Iowa, my home state of Iowa, actually. And Alex it shows Alex waiting for a school bus, and a kid just out of the nowhere just threatens to beat him up there. And even while he's on the bus, there's video footage of another kid actually threatening to stab and kill Alex. Now, growing up, the bullies growing up, I had been picked on, a little bit by some other people, whatever, not anything too terrible, but I can say that nobody had ever thought about threatening anybody else's life like that. They wouldn't be like, they might say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, like, if they, you're gonna fight somebody, I'm like, I'm gonna kill you, but they don't really mean, they're gonna kill you. But this person on the bus that threatened Alex actually kind of sounded genuine, like, I'm gonna stab you and kill you. And anyway, so this Alex, he gets bullied every single day, and you can tell when he's interviewed that he's pretty much fed up with it. He appears to have no friends. He's kind of a loner in that sense. and nobody had taken the chance to actually get to know Alex, and how good of a kid he really was. Um, my role kind of reversed when I kind of hit high school, and I would befriend the not so popular people, I guess you could say, because I don't know why I was just kind of drawn to them, and whatnot. So um, I don't know. I guess I don't know where I'm trying to get. I just got off on a tangent there. Sorry about that. Um, anyway, so after a while, we see another girl, a girl living in Oklahoma. Her name is Kelly. She was 16 years old, and she looks like a boy, kind of acts like a boy. Obviously, she's a lesbian, and she had been bullied by both students and teachers because she lives in a small town, and these people don't really agree with her lifestyle, and so her parents had to take her out of school. And then it turns out that later on that she had moved to a different town, where people were a little more accepting, but still she still has a little bit of trouble of people accepting that lifestyle. But at least she found a group of friends that she can hang around, to support, like a support system. And then we hear another story about Jemiah Jackson, who was 14 years old, and she was an honor student, and she was bullied by 9 to 10 people in school, and so she was just bullied so much that she snapped. She took a loaded gun to school, and confronted her bullies with the loaded gun. And there's actually video footage of her pulling the gun on the bus. No shots were fired. Obviously, it could have been an extremely tragic situation, but she went to juvenile detention center, and it kind of ruined her life in that sense. And then we hear a little bit of story about a kid named Devin, who's 14 years old, and he was being bullied as well, and he kind of went off on someone, and kind of confronted his bully, and he claims that the bullying had stopped after he had stood up for himself. Um, you know, so and then we hear another story about another kid, that I mentioned earlier, the 11-year-old Ty Field, who had been bullied as well, and it actually shows his funeral in the film, and it kind of tugs at your heartstrings. And his father said this, in the film. His father said, if a politician's kid had done this, had been bullied and whatnot, changes would happen tomorrow. I kind of agree with that, but then I was kind of thinking I would take that statement a little further, and I would say, really, a politician's kid, probably 8 or 9 times out of 10, would be going to a private school and not a public school. So maybe they wouldn't, you know, go through the whole bullying situation what kids in the public school system. Kids are mean. But anyway, so the filmmakers show the video footage of Alex being bullied on the bus to his parents. His parents didn't know that it was as bad as it was. And then they showed it to his school as well. And the assistant principal at the school, she just decides to put Alex on a different bus, thinking that the problem would go away. Obviously, the problem didn't go away. She's oblivious to what really happens when she's not there, because she says that the kids are really good every time she's around them. Well, obviously, kids are going to be not great when a principal's around. I mean, we were all kids. When there's authority or a teacher around, you're going to kind of act in a respectable way. But when they're gone, kids go wild. Anyway, so this movie, Bully, it needs to be watched by everybody, kids, parents, teachers, pretty much everybody. And this movie actually sparked the Bully Project, which basically raises awareness of the subject of bullying. And although there's no instant remedy for bullying and bullies and whatnot, but at least very least that people can do is raise awareness, and hopefully people will realize that this is an issue that needs to be taken seriously, and hopefully will stop. So there's also a website that www.thebullyproject.com, and this website is a site where you can go to find resources and information on on bullying, the whole issue, and maybe how to bring up the subject to your kids. There's also resources and information on there for educators as well. This movie, I give this movie definitely, as far as the documentary goes on bullying, I give this a 5 out of 5 stars. It's definitely very good. It gives you firsthand accounts of bullying victims. It evoked so many different emotions out of me. Anger, sadness, hatred, it's just about every emotion that you can think of. So anyway, Bully is out on DVD now if you want to get your copy. And so yeah, pick up your copy, watch it, and show everybody else your the movie, and just raise awareness of this epidemic. There are some deleted scenes in here as well. It kind of shows you where Alex is now. He had actually moved to a different town now, and seems to be getting along better since the movie. So you check out the deleted scenes as well. There's quite a few deleted scenes in this movie. So anyway, that's my part 2 review on Bully. I'm going to have a more detailed written review on my website. Website is in the description below. Check it out, and be sure to like my Facebook page. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful day.